ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiging telas ng silanganan, alam ng puso sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil. Sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tulad awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidinig. Lumalang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga aking, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Thank you so much, Ms. Carol Robles. Now to welcome our candidates, our guests, and our members all over the United States of America, and maybe some of them are also from the Philippines, both in Zoom and in our social media platform. May I call on our 20th PNAA President and the 2020-2022 Nominee Chair, Ms. Madeline Yu. Go ahead, Ms. Yu.
Hello, PNAA America. Good afternoon from New Jersey. Good morning to the Western region. I welcome you all to the first part of the presentation of the candidates for election 2022. It is with great pleasure to see that many leaders and aspiring leaders are volunteering to serve this premier nursing organization, the PNAA. My name is Madeline Yu, your chairman for the 2022 NOMELEC. And today, the NOMELEC, with representatives from all the 4 regions of the USA, Angelo Bosque from Tennessee, Lourdes Carriaga from Washington, D.C., Emily Danuco from San Francisco, Erlinda Ferrer from Hawaii, Erlinda Gonzalez from Ohio, Irma Labrie Wright from Kansas City, Majuvi Solsi from New Jersey, and Daphne Viray from Florida, together with our very dynamic co-chair, Carol Robles, and our very dynamic advisor, Dr. Dino Doliente, have prepared for you a very exciting afternoon. Today, we will know our candidates for Board of Directors, Secretary, Treasurer, and Auditor. The question and answer portion of this presentation this afternoon will be based on 5 pillars: leadership and vision, membership and membership engagement, policies, ethics and nursing legislation, communication, and financial growth. The NOMELEC solicited questions from PNAA members, and we received 98 questions. We selected the questions to ask today, and that each candidate will have the chance to answer one question from each pillar. Since the questions came from the members, we will not be entertaining other questions today from the attendees. There are many contested positions in the following categories: Board of Directors, Auditor, Regional Vice President, and President-elect positions. Because of the time element, the NOMELEC has decided to have 2 days of presentation of candidates. Today, the question and answer portion will be among the Board of Directors and candidates for the Auditor. Next Saturday, April 16, you will meet your Regional Vice President and President-elect candidates. So Dr. Dino Doliente, without further ado, let's start the program.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, Madam NOMELEC Chair. Now to welcome or to give our opening remarks, may we please call on the one and only Dr. Mary Joy Garcia Dia, who is the 21st President of the Philippine Nurses Association of America. Go ahead, Dr. Dia.
Good afternoon, everyone. Maayong hapon sa inyong tanan. On behalf of the Philippine Nurses Association Executive Board 2020 to 2022, I would like to welcome all of our members who are witnessing this momentous event in determining the next officers and board members that will lead PNAA. I would like to thank our NOMELEC committee, led by our fearless 20th President Madeline Yu, who planned this panel presentation of our PNAA 2022 to 2024 candidates. I hope that by listening to our candidates, we will hear their leadership story, their philosophy on how they define their goals in serving PNAA and advocating on your behalf. Leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. And that's a quote from John Maxwell. The pandemic showed us the influence of technology in helping us navigate amidst the crisis. We were able to work together and have a unified voice in moving the mission and vision of PNAA, staying resilient and strong. Leaders must be close to relate to others, but far enough ahead to motivate them. I hope that this forum will allow you to know the difference and identify which of the candidates resonate with your values, beliefs, and aspirations of PNAA. I wish good luck to all our candidates, and let us all have fun and listen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dia. And thank you as well for Madam NOMELEC Chair for giving me the opportunity to participate in the 2022 PNAA presentation of candidates as we assist, like I said earlier, our members to vet our next slate or our next leaders that will be leading PNAA in the next 2 years to come. To start off, may we have Ms. Carol Robles, our NOMELEC co-chair, to please roll the tape for a quick video presentation of each candidate for board member, auditor, secretary, and treasurer. Take it away, Ms. Robles.
I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the
Our more than 4,400 members across the country are all busy on what they do best, caring for their patients, family, as well as their community through their advocacies with PNAA. I had the privilege of building my PNAA journey. I rose from the ranks of being a chapter member to becoming a 2-term chapter treasurer, president-elect, and eventually becoming the chapter president of PNA North Texas, Dallas. I was then elected as SCR's copper, and in 2020 was appointed as the national membership chairman and assistant treasurer. I'm humbled to have the opportunity to run as PNAA board member, especially at such an exciting time. The past 2 challenging years have brought transformative change, and with that comes opportunities. Whether you have been a new or seasoned member, I would want to advocate for you. That includes promoting seamless online application and incorporating back the PNAA app on all our smartphones, continuing with what we have started of having timely refunds and incentives to the chapters, and collaborating with the different committees on coming up with more amazing benefits. The PNAA President, Dr. Mary Joy Dia, along with our executive board and committee chairs, have done a lot, all pivotal in running the only professional Filipino-American nursing organization. I will continue to take every opportunity to serve you, the members, the anchor that keeps PNAA together. You are PNAA's why. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve you as the membership chair. Thank you too to my husband VJ, who is also a nurse, and my 3 awesome boys for allowing me to pursue my passion. And if given the chance to win as your board member, I look forward in continuing to serve PNAA armed with my dedication, accountability, and service.
Mabuhay! Madayaw na adlaw! Hello, PNAA! I'm Debbie Macchidato from Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky chapter, your PNAA board member candidate. I bring you 24 years of nursing experience, and it is my intention for our organization to unceasingly be involved in our members and to be visible with our community outreach, be a resourceful bridge, and a collaborator to actively be involved in evidence-based research and practices, partnered with evolving innovation to solutions that would benefit our professional organization as we earnestly participate in taking care of our health, our family, and our community. May we find ways to live intentionally the goals of our organization, to be on purpose, of purpose, and to have fun when we are of service. By the way, my coworkers call me Macchiato to easily remember my name. I hope it works for you. Padayon sa pag-uswag, let's continue to shine.
Alright, 반복된 시스템 이제서야 끝을 내보려 해.
Hello, PNAA colleagues. I am Dr. Risa V. Mauricio, a proud member of PNAA Metro Houston chapter. I'm a seasoned advanced practice nurse intensivist in pediatric critical care medicine and assistant professor of the University of Texas. I am a fellow of the American College of Critical Care Medicine. Currently, I serve as the chair of PNAA Practice Committee and the Kabalikat Emotional Wellness Program. I also represent PNAA in other initiatives, such as the Texas Healthcare Coalition in advancing the independent practice of APNs in the state of Texas, the National Coalition of Nurses in improving the health of women and children, and All In Wellbeing First for healthcare providers, and national initiatives to promote the mental health and emotional wellness of all healthcare providers in the nation. I was the president of PNA Metro Houston in 2010 and 2012, and at that time served as the cupper of the South Central region. Currently, I also serve as the Board of Trustee of PNA Metro Houston Foundation. I am actively engaged in other professional organizations as well, such as the American Association of Critical Care Nurses, the Society of Critical Care Medicine, and the National Association of Pediatric Nurse Practitioners. I was elected as the Board of Director of AACN in 2012. Recently, I co-led the second iteration of Choosing Wisely in Critical Care, an evidence-based recommendation that promotes the necessary and appropriate care of all our patients in the intensive care. I am committed to serving and leading PNAA under the mantra of I coach, innovation and collaboration in advancing our commitment to healthcare. Please vote for me as a board member in the next election. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Dr. Sasha Lorang, the Dean of Nursing for Angeles College, and also the Vice President of the Philippine Nurses Association of Southern California, Inc. Currently, I'm running as a Board of Directors for the Philippine Nurses Association of America. One of the reasons of why I am in this particular endeavor is to be able to share with the members of the PNAA about my knowledge as well as what we can do with the community. Part of this particular agenda is for me to be able to continue with the 5 pillars that we at the PNAA is actually trying to promote: membership, leadership, financial growth, and communication. For me, it is important to increase the membership through participation in the community outreach, ensuring that the members of the community, the nurses who are members of the community, will be able to determine who we are, understand what we do through our mission, vision, and philosophy. As of today, we were approved with our research grant here at the PNASC. And if I will be chosen as part of the board member for the PNAA, I will make sure that I will continue that particular legacy that could go into collaboration with different members of the community, different organizations in the community, not to only to improve what we do in the community, but also to ensure that we can actually promote research as part of our platform. Part of my purpose in running for this election is to promote the vision, mission, and philosophy of the Philippine Nurses Association of America, and also to ensure that the 5 pillars are going to be continued and be able to achieve by our membership. So this is your candidate for the Board of Directors for PNAA 2022-2024, Dr. Sasha Alexis Lorang. Thank you.
Hello there. My name is Susan Repetente, currently serving as a National Secretary. I'm running for a board member this coming election. Let's Motivate is the acronym that I'm using for my goals. M, modeling. PNAA is a parent organization. A PNAA leader is a role model for members to emulate. So let's walk the talk. O, open communication. To have a two-way communication, to be clear, concise, timely, to clarify before you conclude, to ask for suggestions and feedback, and practice active listening. T, for training. For leadership training and development, PNAA's chapter leaders and members have opportunities to participate in PNAA's ILTP, the training ground for future leaders, and attend free PNAA's Leadership Institute in regional and national convention conferences. I, intention, influence, and impact. Volunteer leadership is a choice. My choice is PNAA, to commit the 3 I's, to be intentional with my purpose, to be an influencer on people around me, and making an impact beyond expectations. V for vision, value, and voice. The quote's tailored when that leader communicates an inspiring vision and lives it, values others, gives them a voice, they feel connected. Then the byproduct is a great organizational culture. A is for attitude. Leadership is an attitude. Our attitude determines how we react to adversity, our ability to grow and to learn, our ability to overcome challenges. So let's have a great positive attitude. T for transparency. Transparency builds trust. That doesn't mean sharing confidential information. It means sharing the right information. Lastly, empowerment and engagement. These two are related. Empowerment is the fuel and engagement is the fire. PNAA is the fuel and the members are the fire. So let's motivate and trust me with your votes as board member. Thank you.
My name is Reglita Pugado Laput. Friends call me Reggie. Family calls me Inday. I am the current president of the Philippine Nurses Association of Michigan. I have served my chapter since 2005 in different capacities and positions in the executive board before becoming the president for term 2020-2022. I am thankful to PNAA and PNA Michigan Executive Board and members for the great teamwork and support in all our achievements. The highlight of my many achievements as president of PNAM is regarding business infrastructure and financial stability. We made history for our chapter, the first time to be a direct recipient of a federal grant. We put the painstaking details in our grant application, and passing the comprehensive due diligence review made us fulfilled in the approval of two grants. One is from CDC Foundation, Partnering for Vaccine Equity, and the other one is Association of Asian Pacific Community Health Organization for the TB Elimination Campaign. The indirect cost of these grants help finance our donations to charitable organizations and activities, thus increasing PNAM visibility, vitality, and viability in the community. I am a servant leader and I always consider God as my silent partner in my leadership duties and responsibilities. I am running as auditor for the PNAA Election 2022 because I want to contribute in achieving its vision, mission, and goals. My mantra is on fire to serve PNAA. It's for faith, innovations, resilience, and excellence. I believe that with my strong leadership abilities, experiencing in managing grant projects, and the willingness to learn can match what the position of auditor requires. I humbly request your support and vote for me as your auditor in the PNAA 2022 elections. Thank you so much, and God bless us all.
Hello, my PNA family. My name is Esther Vargas from PNA South Texas Rio Grande Valley chapter. This upcoming election, I have decided to run for PNA Treasurer one more time. My mission statement is simple: fiscal responsibility and financial accountability. As the PNA Treasurer, along with the members of the Budget and Finance Committee, we will assure the general membership of a financial accountability through effective and efficient financial processes. To accomplish this task, we will maintain an accurate record of all PNAA related transactions, make records, transactions, and reports available to the general membership, report to the PNA Executive Board monthly banking, financial transactions, and expenses, safeguard the assets of the organization, update the policy and procedures on ongoing processes to meet the demands of PNAA and its members. We will make annual budget projection, income and expense projections, timely filing of PNA taxes, and the yearly renewal of charity registration for PNA. These are just a few of the things that your PNA Treasurer will do for PNA. Today, I solicit your vote. Together, Let's make a better PNAA, a successful PNAA. Thank you, and mabuhay ang PNAA.
All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a glimpse of the 2022-2024 candidates for PNA board member, auditor, secretary, and treasurer. And as an FYI, one of the candidates for board member, Ms. Michelle Karen Sendanya, unfortunately will not be able to join us today due to some personal reasons. But before we move on to the more exciting part of this event, where you will continue to get to know our candidates a little bit more, let me just quickly go through some of the rules and reminders as an FYI for everyone. Go ahead, Ms. Carol. Okay. So just to let you know, all the questions are categorized into 5 as follows. We have the leadership and vision. Number 2 is the membership and membership engagement. The third one is communication. The fourth one is PNA policies, ethics, and nursing legislative policies. And the fifth and the last one is financial growth. And the questions for each category will be asked and moderated by a member of the NOMELEC committee. Next, please. And each question will be randomly picked to be answered by each candidate, who will also be randomly chosen. And each question will be asked twice. Again, it will be asked twice, no pun intended. And the candidate will be given at least 1 minute to answer. There will be a designated timer who will provide a 15-second warning. And candidates will be automatically muted after 1 minute of answering the question. Okay, so on that note, may we please have one of the members of the NOMELEC committee, Ms. Emily Danuco, to moderate the first category of questions for the candidates to share their insight about leadership and vision. Take it away, Ms. Danuco.
Thank you, Dr. Doliente. Welcome and magandang hapon and good afternoon to our candidates and PNAA members in the audience. My name is Emily Danuco, President of PNA Northern California and a member of PNAA NOMELEC Committee 2020 to 2022. As mentioned by our moderator, I will be asking our candidates questions on leadership and vision. So let me now pick the first candidate to answer the first question. It will be Susan Repotente. Thank you. I will now pick your question, Susan.
Sure.
While you're doing that, Ms. Danuco, let me just remind all the candidates to please put your mode into a speaker mode. So you will only see 3 people on the screen. Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Danuco.
Susan, this is your question. In your current nursing professional role, how can you be instrumental to the future of the nursing profession? Again, in your current nursing professional role, how can you be instrumental to the future of the nursing profession? You have 1 minute to answer your question and your time begins now. Thank you.
I am currently a retired nurse informaticist, but with the pandemic, I was able to come back and I was hired as a nurse educator. In this times of the pandemic, an educator, a nurse educator is important, especially in bringing the COVID-19 vaccination and enforcing that to the nurses and ensuring that you allow people to express why they have hesitancies in vaccination programs and to be able to lead them to make correct decisions. So that is one way to empower our nurses and an as educator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Susan, and thank you to our timer. And let's move on to the second candidate to answer the next question. It is Debbie Makidato. And let me now pick your question. Here you go, Debbie. What are your strengths and or weaknesses that would make you the best candidate for the board of directors? Again, what are your strengths and or weaknesses that would make you the best candidate for the board of directors? You have 1 minute to answer your question and your time begins now. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. I would say that one of my strengths would be being an operating room nurse, is that you are a problem solver, because pretty much you manage the whole theater or the whole operating room, and so you are trained to have that anticipation for all the needs of every member. And it can also be my weakness as well, because sometimes when you over analyze or you over anticipate, they feel like they are you're overstepping your bounds or certain needs that your fellow members in the executive board or even in your chapter. They may take it two ways. It could be a positive or a negative note at that. And I would say also being innovative and be able to be tax savvy, that be able to adjust to the trends and the time that you're able to implement them. It's hard to give them to the old folks and to the newer ones.
Thank you very much, Debbie. Our next candidate to answer the next question is Dr. Sasha Rarang. I know she's joining us from the inside the plane, so hopefully she'll be able to hear us.
Emily?
Are you able to bring her up, Carol?
No, Emily, she said she will not be able to participate.
Okay.
I can still join.
You're on the
so
phone.
sorry.
Okay. I will go ahead and ask your question, okay? Thank you, Dr. Rara.
You're so welcome, and thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, this is your question. Let me ask. Dr. Rarang, what experiences and work ethics do you practice where you significantly made an impact or positive difference that you can bring to the role of the member of the board of directors? Again, what experiences and work ethics do you practice where you significantly made an impact or positive difference that you can bring to the role of the member of board of directors? You have 1 minute to answer your question and your time begins now. Thank you.
As a nurse educator, one of the best things that we do is to be transparent to our members, to our patients, and to our students. And that is what I'm bringing to the PNAA at this time. It is important that we also need to make sure that we focus on the diversity, inclusion of the members, so that we can all be progressive in the way we think about how we're going to improve as a organization for the future. And lastly, the most important thing is to become trustworthy. As a nurse, we are the most trusted profession. And so I think that I'm going to continue that particular legacy so that we can all be considered one more time the most trusted profession in America. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rarang. In spite of being inside the plane, you're able to join us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next candidate to answer the next question is Dr. Risa Mauricio. Let me now ask your question. As member of the board of directors, name one strategic plan that will help the PNAA, and how can this plan achieve the PNAA's goals? Again, as member of the board of director, name one strategic plan that will help PNAA, and how can this plan achieve the PNAA's goal? You have 1 minute to answer your question and your time begins now. Thank you.
It is important for us to realize that currently after the pandemic, we have a lot of ills that we have to look for. And one of those, it's really very important, is the mental health and emotional wellness of our nurses. For us, in order for us to sustain the nursing workforce, we have to address that problem. Currently, I am representing PNAA to All-in-One Wellbeing First that addresses that problem so that we prioritize the mental health and emotional well-being of our nurses such that you are being supported. When you feel supported, you gain back your mission and purpose of being a nurse, compassionate care to your patient. Currently, I also chair the Emotional Wellness Kabalikat program that a lot of you here are actually with me for that project, and what we are doing to make sure to support our members and develop many projects for you so that moving forward, you are supported in what you do at the bedside, at the same time being resilient so that you're able to face adversities in your life.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mauricio, for that answer. And the next candidate to answer the next question is Dr. Priscilla Sagar. And let me pick your question. Your question, Dr. Sagar, can you talk about a time when you had to make a difficult or challenging decision? How did you reach the decision and what was the outcome? Again, can you talk about a time when you had to make a difficult or challenging decision? How did you reach the decision and what was the outcome? You have 1 minute to answer your question and your time begins now.
One of the
Thank you.
most difficult decisions I had to make in my life as a nurse educator, and I have been an educator for 31 years, is failing a student who actually is not meeting objectives. And it is, we have to be very objective and look at the way I was evaluating all students in the group and making sure I wasn't pinpointing to this particular student, and again, reviewing objectives. As nurse educators, we are gatekeepers for safety. And some of the students who had failed would come back later and say, you know, that was like the best thing that happened in my nursing education because I learned more and I was really able to reflect.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sagar. And the last candidate to answer the next question is Ms. Melissa Conanan. And your question is, here's your question, Melissa. Can you share a recent experience where you had to persuade others to see things based on your own perspective? What steps did you take and what was the outcome? Again, can you share a recent experience where you had to persuade others to see things based on your own perspective? And what steps did you take and what was the outcome? You have 1 minute to answer the question and your time begins now. Thank you.
I think a recent situation where I have to persuade someone is as a membership chair, as well as one of our chapter leaders here in PNA North Texas, Dallas, is to persuade our members to renew or join our chapter. And just recently, I was able to have 2 members, a mother and a daughter, sign up to be a member. And I presented the PNAA wise to them. I did my elevator speech to them on what PNAA embodies, that it is a professional nursing organization, and nursing is all about caring, and we should also take care of ourselves by being part of PNAA. And the result is both rejoined PNAA, and in fact, the daughter will be one of our ILDP candidates. So I think I was successful in that situation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Melissa. And that's conclude our first pillar on leadership and vision. Back to you, Dr. Doliente.
Thank you so much, Ms. Danuco and our candidates. So that gave us like a taste of our candidates' perspective on leadership and vision. Although I start to get worried about Dr. Rarang. I hope they're not going to kick her out from the plane. But at any rate, let's move on to the next category. And may I call on Ms. Lourdes Cariaga to moderate the category for membership and membership engagement. Go ahead, Ms. Cariaga.
Thank you, Dr. Doliente. I certainly excited to ask the questions on the pillar on membership and membership engagement. Very dear to my heart. People are the lifeline of our organization. As Dr. Joy Garcia Diaz mentioned, membership is truly one of the greatest pillars that we should be focusing on. I'm tasked to ask the questions. I have two containers, one for the candidates and one set for the questions. I have the first candidate. And good luck to everyone, by the way. It's Melissa Conanan. Hi, Melissa. I have a question for you.
Hi, Lourdes.
The question is, what will you do as a member of the PNAA Board of Directors to increase membership and membership engagement? I repeat, what will you do as a member of the PNAA BOD to increase membership and membership engagement? You have 1 minute to answer the question, and your time starts right now.
Okay. Membership engagement is really a constant battle in an organization. And just like us, PNAA, in the recent 2 years, our membership numbers were affected because of members not renewing due to all the factors like the COVID-19 and them leaving the profession and other stuff. And with our ongoing interaction between a member and an organization, we need to exchange with them a meaningful value, and we need to keep them in touch with our organization and promote PNAA. And things that we can do is giving them an onboarding process. And also, like I mentioned in my video, I want to restart the My PNAA Smart app again, because for easier application for them. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. The next candidate is Debbie Makidato. Hi, Debbie. You ready for your question?
Sure.
You will see it first if I do.
Thank you.
Are you able to see it? How many members have you recruited since you became a member of PNAA? And are they still current members? If yes or no, why? May I repeat? How many members have you recruited since you became a member of PNAA? And are they still current members? If yes or no, why? You have 1 minute to answer the question, and the time starts right now.
Thank you for your question. I would say that for my term, I pretty much had 7 new members join for this year alone. It's because of last year's issue with the pandemic, so it was kind of like hard for everybody. And so they are still current members. pretty much they're my friends, my circle of friends. It was like an IOU to become a member for it, but I've pretty much, they've seen me on how busy and active I've been with helping out with the community and representing PNAA with the Filipino American Association here in Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky. And so they've seen like how really the professional growth, and through that I was also they requested me to become a speaker with their AAPI, or the Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month, to represent our organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Our next candidate is Dr. Riza Mauricio. Hi, Dr. Riza Mauricio. How are you? Here's your question.
Can you please read it for me? It's too low.
Is there a significant role that retired members can do in PNAA? And what strategies would you introduce to PNAA for millennial members to engage in?
Absolutely. All of us have a
Can I repeat the
role.
question, Dr. Mauricio? Let me just
Yes,
repeat
please.
the question one time and allow you the timer to set. Is there a significant role that retired members can do in PNAA? And what strategies would you introduce to PNAA for millennial members to engage in? You have 1 minute to answer the question, and the time starts right now. Thank you.
Absolutely. All of us have actual responsibilities to our members of PNAA organization. So important thing for us as a PNAA is to increase our membership. So anybody, whether you millennial, retired, has a role to play, as well as create citizens of PNAA. So there you go, whether you're young or old, as a citizen of PNAA, you have to be engaged and you have to be there for our organizations. So what we can do, I would go for two important factors when you motivate people. One is the internal factor and two is external factor. The external factor, I think we have done it adequately as what everybody's saying, through tokens, free webinars, Janpar, and everything, right? On internal factors, that's the thing that we need to focus more, because you're valuing your members. You are making sure their worth, including individual and professional growth, as well as emotional and spiritual support. So it is very important that whoever they are, millennials can fit in that category by bringing all that factors as well as our return.
Thank you, Dr. Mauricio. We pick up the next candidate. Dr. Priscilla Sagar. Hi, Dr. Sagar.
Hello, good afternoon.
And I have your question.
Please read it for me.
Oh, small, yes. What is your stand on policy 4.2 on new chapter membership application? That no new chapter can be formed within less than 50-mile radius from an existing chapter. Why or why not? Again, may I repeat the question? What is your stand on policy 4.2, new chapter membership application, that no new chapter can be formed less than 50-mile radius from an existing chapter? Why or why not? You have 1 minute to answer the question, and the time starts right now. Thank you.
I agree with the policy that no new chapter should be formed within the 50-mile radius. In terms of membership, that could be a problem with one chapter having the same members. So that should be clarified, that whoever is forming a new chapter should not have members that are otherwise still members of another chapter. If indeed they have 30 new members to form a chapter, so much better for PNAA.
Sorry, Dr. Sagar, we run out of time. Oh, you have 15 seconds?
I was unmuted at 15 seconds.
Sorry, that was my fault. I put the 15 second.
Okay, we're going to give you back your 15 seconds, Dr. Segar. We apologize. Erlinda, do you want to reset the clock? Okay. Go ahead, Dr. Segar.
I was at the time saying that if indeed they have the 30 members to start a new chapter, that would be great. That's growing PNAA and improving its visibility and so much more people to pursue its mission, vision, and goals.
Thank you, Dr. Segar. We appreciate your kind and patience on that one. We have the next candidate. Oops, sorry. It's Dr. Sasha Rara. I'm not sure if she's still available to answer her question.
She is
Carol?
not in. She's not in.
Okay, so I'll pick the last candidate on my container. It's Susan Raputente. Susan?
Hi.
And here's my question for you. It says, name one innovative idea that you had implemented in your chapter that has helped boost membership engagement. Let me repeat. Name one innovative idea that you have implemented in your chapter that has helped boost membership engagement. You have 1 minute to answer the question and your time starts right now. Erlinda?
When I was the president in 2016 to 2018, one of the issues that we were facing were difficulty with technology and computer. And I was able to do computer literacy by teaching and offering them classes on Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint that they were interested in learning. And based on that, a lot of the members attended these series of training that were provided for them. And I would say, but being available to offer this type of services to your members, especially with those that are having difficulty with technology, is important for a leader to take. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. That concludes the category on membership and membership engagement. I'm Lourdes Carriega from PNA Metro DC signing off. Dr. Doliente, you may now take over for the next one.
You're muted, Dr. Doliente.
Thank you again, candidates and Ms. Carriega. And special kudos to our timer, Ms. Erlinda Ferrer, because that's a job myself I don't want to have. That can be nerve-wracking. And she's tagging team with Carl Robles, our IT support. So again, thank you. All right, so let's move on to the next category, which will be moderated by Ms. Erlinda Gonzalez. And it's a category for PNA legacies, right? PNA policies, I should say, ethics, and nursing legislative policy. So take it away, Ms. Gonzalez. You're on mute.
You're muted, Erlinda.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you, Dr. Doliente. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Naimbang dayo amin apo. My name is Erlinda Gonzalez. I'm from PNA, Ohio. Today, I'm tasked with asking the questions on PNA policies, ethics, and nursing legislative policies. As there are other people, I also have two different votes, but mine are not as pretty as the rest. My first candidate is Dr. Risa Mauricio. And my question is, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, I think it's upside down. My question is, what significant contributions will you be doing for PNAA's advancement in 2022, 2024 with regards to support for specific policies or nursing legislation? You have 1 minute and it starts now. Let me repeat the question though. What significant contributions will you be doing for PNAA's advancement in 2022, 2024 with regards to support for specific policies or nursing legislation? Thank you.
I have 3 specific policies that I can give you now that we are supporting, and I'm representing it. One, I represent the Texas Advanced Coalition for advancing the independent practice of advanced practice nurses here in Texas, which right now is in the Senate of Texas. Number 2, I am representing PNAA for All in Wellbeing First, that is supported by the Lorna Breen Foundation, that supports the Healthcare Practice Protection Act that was signed into law by the president just lately. And number 3, we support also the National Coalition of Nurses in improving the health of women and children, and collaborate with Congresswoman Lorraine Underwood, that is supporting the Omnibus Act, supporting the minority health of women and children. And all of those are being passed by the House of Representatives and waiting for the House of Senate's approval. Those are PNAA's collaboration with organizations that we're supporting policies.
Thank you, Dr. Mauricio. Let me pick the other candidates, the next candidate's name. And it is Susan Reputente. Susan, my question to you is, it's long, so I'll read it. With the current nursing shortage exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, what legislative nursing policy would you like PNAA to introduce to or support in Congress to alleviate the nursing staffing shortage? Let me repeat the question. With the current nursing shortage exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, what legislative nursing policy would you like PNAA to introduce to or support in Congress to alleviate the nursing staffing shortage? You have 1 minute to start to answer the question, and it starts now. Thank you.
One of the nursing policies that I would want to be raised in the legislative is we have to support nurses that are coming to the United States and even other countries, that they have fair contracts, that all these requirements that are being asked that they need to do before can also be requirements be lenient with so many things that they are requiring, and to be able to come to the United States. And also we are now in the table with the Global Affairs Committee of PNAA, at the table with the CFO and also with Paulo, to look at those current labor practices.
Thank you, Susan. Let me find the next candidate. Yes, Dr. Rarang is not available, correct? Okay.
Correct. She's
Thank
not
you.
here.
Thank you. Let me get the next one. The next candidate is Dr. Priscilla Segar. And my question is, aside from posting position statement on racism and violence against Asians, what solid steps can PNAA do to protect its members and their families? Let me repeat the question. Aside from posting position statement on racism and violence against Asians, what solid steps can PNAA do to protect its members and their families? You have 1 minute to answer the question, and it starts now. Thank you.
Thank you. In addition to raising awareness about anti-Asian crimes. We need solid practices as educating our legislators in terms of the problem. PNAA would educate their respective legislators, write to them, join their community forum, be visible in the local community, the regional community, as well as the national community in spearheading solid policies against those practices. And in addition, educate PNA New York members so everyone could practice those initiatives. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Segar. Let me pick up the next candidate to answer, and it is Melissa Conanan. My question is, Melissa, do you think there should be a change in nurse staffing ratio during a pandemic, regardless of unit type, and why? Do you think there should be a change in nurse staffing ratio during a pandemic, regardless of unit type, and why? You have 1 minute to answer, and it starts now. Thank you.
Yeah, during the pandemic, I'm one of those bedside nurses that got affected with the nurse-patient ratio, and I work in the ICU. And nurses are faced with demands of endless tasks, unexpected practice changes, and new technologies, and while maintaining our vigilance to the patient care. So I think that there should be a policy on proper nursing, a nurse-patient ratio to ensure high quality and safe patient care. And we also need to identify ways on how to access, necessary resources or tools for the nurses so that they can meet all the demands of the current workforce trends. And leaders need to be creative and innovative in their approach to staffing. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. And the last candidate to answer is Debbie Makidato. My question to you is, what do you think is the most important legislation that made a positive impact in nursing practice, and why? What do you think is the most important legislation that made a positive impact in nursing practice, and why? You have 1 minute to answer, and it starts now. Thank you.
For the Ohio law for the Ohio Board of Nursing, I believe that the one that they implemented when the Ohio League of Nursing adapted the toolkit as well, that part of some of the ED was able to collaborate the toolkit or formulate the toolkit that's being used in Northwest Ohio area. And that is like including the nursing faculty involvement and how to inform or help with accreditation, and also regulating the Board of Nursing, and also it can be used by the other teams within the states, which we have shared. And also this is just to upgrade our education. It correlates with the education as well as the nursing law within our state. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. That's all the rest of my candidates or my questions. Thank you.
Thank you again, our moderator and our candidates. And let's move along to the fourth category. And may I call on Mr. Angelo Bosque to moderate the category for communication. Go ahead, Mr. Bosque.
Thank you, Dr. Dino Doliente. Good afternoon, PNAA, and good afternoon, candidates, and good luck. To my right are the names of the candidates, and to my left are the questions. So let me draw the first candidate to be asked. Oops, it's Dr. Sasha Rarang, and I believe she's not here with us today. She's on the plane, right?
Correct.
Let me draw another candidate. It's Dr. Priscilla Sagar. Good afternoon, Dr. Sagar, and your question is, many reports during the pandemic stated that Filipino nurses comprise 30% or so of the death among nurses from COVID-19. Even as Filipino nurses comprise of only 4% of the nurses in America. How can you prevent this from happening again should another type of national or global pandemic occur? Let me repeat. Many reports during the pandemic stated that Filipino nurses comprise of 30% or so of death among nurses from COVID-19. Even as Filipino nurses comprise of only 4% of the nurses in America. How can you prevent this from happening again should another type of national or global pandemic occur? You have 60 seconds to answer, and your time starts now.
The COVID pandemic highlighted the disparities that we have in healthcare. And one of them is the very stiff mortality rates among Filipino nurses. To prevent such and other nurses of color, to prevent such occurrence in the future, the CDC or the other governing bodies should really have disaster preparedness well in its place, because the pandemic wasn't really quite a surprise. They could have prepared. So that's one. PNAA awareness and initiatives also should work towards this and add their voice to the most trusted group of professionals, which are the 4 million nurses.
Thank you so much for your answer, Dr. Sagar. And the next candidate would be Ms. Melissa Cunanan. And your question, Ms. Cunanan, are you ready?
Yes.
Your question is, do you think it's critical to have monthly, chapter, or regional reports, and why? I repeat, do you think it's critical to have monthly, chapter, or regional reports, and why? You have 60 minutes to answer. 60 seconds, and your time starts now.
Thank you, Angelo. Yeah, I can have 60 minutes. Just joking. So anyway, it is critical to have chapter and regional reports available because it's for transparency as well as of best practices among chapters. And especially for the new chapters, it's best for them like to model after seasoned chapters, like on membership, on research, on education, community outreach. And it also gives the chapters and the regions updates on all the amazing activities that all these 55 chapters have been doing. And it also is best if we have like a which we have a community board where we can all share all these best practices that we have. And I know all the circle of presidents receive all these reports, and it's also nice if it's trickled down to the members. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Cunanan, for your brilliant answer. And the next candidate would be Ms. Debbie Maquidado.
Hello.
Hi, Debbie. Good afternoon. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Your question is, what is the best way for 50-plus chapters of PNAA to share best practices with each other and why? I repeat, what is the best way for 50-plus chapters of PNAA to share best practices with each other and why? You have 60 seconds and starts now.
Thank you for that question. I believe Melissa already tackled about it, that you have, like, we do have our message board for our PNAA, but I believe that we need to be more interactive for people to just kind of like we have a place for our website that we can put like a post-it kind of post-it note kind of section where we can contribute to the best practices as well. I know that the RVPs and the COPPers or even the presidents for the COPs or chapter presidents have already like tons of reports to finish, but then it would also like be able to like highlight it that people can meet up and look up into our website, which also would help us with the traffic and increase the engagement of visiting our website if we do plan to do that. Thank you.
That was awesome, Miss Debbie. Thank you. And now we're down to two. The next would be Dr. Riza Mauricio. Good afternoon, Dr. Mauricio. Your question
Good
would be,
afternoon, Angela.
how would you describe your communication style, and how has it been effective or ineffective in leading and influencing change? Let me repeat. How would you describe your communication style, and how has it been effective or ineffective in leading and influencing change? You have 60 seconds and it starts now.
I have always been a leader that would always put forth my best foot forward by providing clarity in the messaging and communication that I do. And skilled communication is really very important as you lead any organization. And my style would be, aside from technology, taking all the available technology that's available. I'm also a people person, so I love to call them and get their ideas and expressions. Is so meaningful to me than anything else. And I think our members would also appreciate when they're being called so that they know there's that emotional connection between each other. And so that's the thing I think that is very important for us to navigate and to capitalize on technology and emotional connection, because I think that's important for us to connect with our members.
Thank you, Dr. Mauricio. That was very insightful. And we are down to the last candidate, Ms. Susan Repotente.
Hi, Angelo.
Hi, Tisu. Good afternoon. You ready?
I'm ready.
So your question is, what would your approach be in unifying the members of the executive board? I repeat, what would your approach be in unifying the members of the executive board? You have 60 seconds and starts now.
This is where open communication works best. And by that, we need to be able to be clear. We need to clarify before we conclude on any issues. We need to be able to ask for feedback from the executive board. We need to ask for suggestions, and we need to be practicing active listening. We are all human. We are full of emotions. And by that, we can be carried away with our emotions. But we need to be focused on the issue at hand.
Thank you so much, Ate Sue. That was awesome. And this is Angelo Bossi from PNAA, Tennessee. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bosque, our moderator, and again, our candidates. And now we're down to the wire here. Moving along to the fifth category, which is personally near and dear to my heart, financial growth. And this category will be moderated by Ms. Daphne Viray. Go ahead, Ms. Viray.
Yes, Dino, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So happy Saturday, PNAA. My name is Daphne Viray, and I'm the president of the PNAA Northeast Florida. I'm also the PNAA SCR Copper 2021 to 2022. I am tasked to ask questions from financial growth category, and I will have one question for each candidate, and I will pick the first one to answer the first question. And we have Susan Repotente. Sorry, Susan, back to back.
It's okay.
Okay, let me get your question right here. And let's see your question. Okay, so I will read it to you twice. What are the best practices on financial growth in your chapter? How would you implement this at the national level? Let me repeat. What are the best practices on financial growth in your chapter? How would you implement this at the national level? You have 1 minute to answer and your time starts right now. Thank you.
One of the things that I saw in my chapter when we hosted the 42nd National Convention was we were able to have a financial gain from that event. And I would say that to encourage the chapters to see this as a means, hosting the national convention. Given that scenario, at the PNAA level, allows the chapters to be able to bid for the national convention. And to me, that financial growth that we had in the chapter was an outcome of all the solicitations, corporate, individual, journal, that we were able to get through this convention. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Okay, moving along. Stay with us because this is our last category for this group. So this is the second candidate, Debbie Makidato. And Debbie, here's your question. What key resources can be tapped into that you may think may support PNAA and local PNA chapters financial growth? Again, what key resources can be tapped into that you may think it will support PNAA and local PNA chapters financial growth? You have 1 minute to answer and it starts right now. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. For example, for what I started or helped with our chapter is like the local grocery stores here, you can register a nonprofit organization, which is our chapter. And so if you disseminate that with your members, so every time they go shop, you earn cents. I mean, every cents count, then it becomes part of your saving or for your part of your account that they give back to you. Also for, can I say product names for Amazon and other chains that we can ask them to help support us for like for the Nurses Month and for even for a month for healthcare workers recognition, we can do that. And going back to what I said about the best practices being included in our website, that alone, when people click into our website, that gives or generates money into our if and ever we registered our account for Google Ads or we can post them for us.
Okay, Debbie, are you done? Thank you. Okay, so we're going to the next candidate. We have Melissa Cunanan. Melissa, here's your question. Would you approve to have a paid PNAA executive director, and why or why not? I repeat, would you approve to have a paid PNAA executive director, and why or why not? Why not? You have 1 minute to answer and it starts right now.
Okay. Our executive director is one of the most vital member in our executive board that can promote continued growth and sustainability. And I believe if we have a paid executive director whose time and effort is just with PNAA, she will have time to really study the business side of it. And she can also get experts to study and invest the money of the organization for financial growth and sustainability. And I know we already have a business development committee, and she could also, work with the executive director can also work with this committee to help us with our financial growth. And being paid, I think, would be very beneficial for her for all the time and effort that she has committed to the organization.
Thank you, Melissa. We got two more candidates and maybe we'll have a break soon. Okay, this next candidate is Dr. Priscilla Segar. Dr. Segar, your question is, would you raise PNAA membership fees? Why or why not? I repeat, would you raise PNAA membership fees? Why or why not? You have 1 minute to answer the question and your time starts right now. Thank you.
We're on the third year of the COVID-19 pandemic. So I would say I would not vote to raise the membership fees in the next 2 years. However, thereafter, in terms of inflation, a small raise, if needed, would be appropriate because membership is one source of revenue. But as I was saying, just being on the third year of the pandemic, when there's like some financial problems, nurses who have been furloughed, nurses who had limited time, so that would not be appropriate. Some chapters are even, allowing some people to have free membership if really needed. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Segar. And our last candidate, Dr. Riza Mauricio. Dr. Mauricio, here's your question.
Can you please read it for me?
Okay, what will you do as a member of the PNAA BOD to maintain or improve the financial visibility of PNAA? Let me repeat, what will you do as a member of the PNAA Board of Directors to maintain, improve the financial visibility of PNAA? You have 1 minute to answer this question and your time starts right now. Thank you.
So there are many ways that we can improve the financial viability of our organization. Number one, I think we need to continue to reach out with our collaboration with our organization partners, such as pharmaceuticals that are providing us educational grants, as well as NGOs and government organizations that provide us funding for our community projects. Number two, we can also create a board of a business development person that actually would be strategic and has the skill in identifying and evaluating processes of our organization and crafting revenue planning and programming for the organization. Number three, we have to be creative in how we can provide businesses, such as probably reach out to collaborators for appropriate education, professional education materials that are sellable perhaps to our migrant workers that can again raise revenues for our organization. So in totally, we have to be creative in how we can maintain our financial.
Thank you, Dr. Mauricio, and thank you to all the candidates for your insightful answers. And back to you, Dr. Dino Doliente.
Yes, I second that, Ms. Daphne Viray. Very insightful And thanks again to our moderators, our timer, and our board member candidates. And I hope that our members all across the country have been provided as well with much needed insight of each of our candidates' visions and their leadership perspective for the position that they're running. So I think at this time, at this point, we're doing so well with time, right? We're so ahead of time. And I think we can afford to have at least a 10-minute break and maybe plan to come back at least around 11:45 PST or 2:45 PM. It's with Eastern time. All right. So thanks again. I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys in a bit at 11:45 PST and 2:45 PM Eastern time. Thank you. And I guess while we're doing this, I just would like to remind everyone, our members, that the platform that we have used today is a webinar. So you're only seeing the candidates and the moderators as panelists. So you are not able to see yourselves. But then I think towards the end, our tech support, Carol Robles, will be making everybody a panelist so we can all see each other. And we can have, of course, pictures, right? All right, sounds good. Maybe, Carol, can we play something along the way? I don't know. Do we have like a, I guess the candidates, I don't know.
Yeah, okay, I will do that.
Kind of not to have a dead air or something. Thank you.
I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the
Our more than 4,400 members across the country are all busy on what they do best, caring for their patients, family, as well as their community through their advocacies with people.
All right, all right, all right. Welcome back, everyone. You know, while everybody's trying to get settled, just an FYI, we only have 2 candidates for auditor. So their names will not be picked from a bowl like what we did with the board members. But instead, the first category, there will be the same 5 categories. But the first category will be answered alphabetically by virtue of the 2 candidates' last names. So therefore, the first question will be answered first by Ms. Marianela Jacob, to be followed by the second candidate, Ms. Reglita Laput. And for the second category, the candidates will alternate. So it will be answered first by Ms. Laput, then by Ms. Jacob, then so on and so forth. You know, you get the drip, right? So, all right. At this point, may I call on, again, Ms. Emily Danuco, our NOMELEC, one of the NOMELEC members, to moderate the first set of questions under the category of leadership and vision. Take it away, Ms. Danuco.
Thank you very much, Dr. Doliante, and welcome back again, everyone, for that 10-minute break. And that was an exciting presentation of our board of directors. What an amazing team, great answers. It'll be a difficult decision to choose 5 out of 7 board of directors, but I hope this gives you a little glimpse of who they are, and we'll be able to choose the right candidate for the next term. Now we have our 2 auditors. So the first auditor to answer the question, as Dr. Doliante said, is Marianela Jacob. Hi, Marianela.
Hi.
And I'll choose your question.
Thank you.
All right. And your question is, just flash it and I'll read it to you.
Okay.
Marianela, what have you accomplished in the past that would tell us that you would make an excellent PNAA auditor? Again, what have you accomplished in the past that would tell us that you would make an excellent PNAA auditor? You have 1 minute to answer, or your time begins now. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. So in the past, I'm actually a past president of PNA Hawaii, and I never been an auditor, but I was a treasurer in my time also. And at this moment, I'm actually a CEO. I'm running a business of my own. I have been in business for the last 20 years. We're running a training assistant for nursing assistants, a training school here in Hawaii, and it's approved by the Department of Health. And even with the pandemic, it has not really affected our business that much. We're staying afloat and our business is still working. And I think my skills as a business entrepreneur will help PNAA as an auditor.
Thank you very much, Marianela.
Thank you.
And our next candidate is Ms. Reglita Lapot. And this is your question. I'll read it to you. Reglita, the duties of the auditor can be learned on the job. What are the working qualities that will make you successful in this role? Again, the duties of auditor can be learned on the job. What are your working qualities that will make you successful in this role? You have 1 minute to answer and your time begins now. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. I think my best quality is that I am a lifelong learner. I am very interested to learn. The work of an auditor really is something that I also have to learn, but I know and I believe in myself that I will be able to learn it because I am so focused with whatever responsibilities I am into. And with that, I will try to make all the research and I will try to make the work of an auditor be organized for me. I will make a monthly thing, what I'm going to do so that if I make the financial report, I know, I understand it's once a year. So it's to make the auditor report, I'm ready for it. So I will try to organize myself that I will be able to do it with quality output and also do it in accordance with time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And let's go back to Dr. Doliante for the next pillar. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Danuco and our candidates, Ms. Jacob and Ms. Laput. All right, so let me call on Ms. Lourdes Carriega to moderate the second set of questions under membership and membership engagement. Go ahead, Ms. Carriega.
Thank you, Dr. Doliente. I have the first question for Marianela Jaco. Hi, Marianela, and I have.
Hi.
Hi, I picked up your question.
Okay.
Are you in favor of student membership in PNAA, and why or why not? I repeat,
Okay.
are you in favor of student membership in PNAA, and why or why not?
Okay.
1 minute to answer the question, and the time starts right now.
Thank you, Lourdes. So I'm actually in favor of some students to be actually members of PNAA, but they will have no voting capacity. They are there for me, I would say they are there as good members for mentoring for us because we are all experienced nurses. They could learn from us, and eventually later on when they become registered nurses, then they can join our organization as they wish. Because right now they really don't know, or they don't understand PNAA. So it's good to be a mentor and let them stimulate their young minds that they could be our members later on as they mature and they become professional nurses.
Thank you, Marianela. The next question would be for Reglita Laput, and it's the last question I have. And it is, what is your insight about accepting members to PNAA who are not registered nurses? What is your insight about accepting members to PNAA who are not registered nurses? Example, licensed practical nurses. You have 1 minute to answer the question, and the time starts right now.
Yes, thank you, Lourdes. I believe that these licensed practical nurses, they can just be associate members because our organization is a professional nursing organization, meaning we are licensed. So I believe that we are the registered nurses should be the one that is what you call the official members, but those other like the licensed practical nurses, they can be associate members, and we can also work together with them because we are partners. We can, we are also, they can also be a source of our of our achievements or whatever. We can network with them, and we believe that working together can always contribute for the success of PNAA. Thank you.
Thank you, Reglita. Thank you. Dr. Doliente, I have the questions on membership and membership engagement completed. You may now take it to the next one.
All right. Thanks, Ms. Carriega. And thank you again, candidates. And just a reminder for the candidates, make sure that your view is set to speaker view. So you'll see the timer right away. All right, so moving along for the third category, which is the PNA policies, ethics, and nursing legislative policy. So may I call on Erlinda Gonzalez? Take it away, Ms. Gonzalez, you're on mute. You may want to unmute yourself. There you go.
Thank you, Dr. Doliente. Hello again, everybody. Like Dr. Doliente said, I'm tasked to ask questions about ethics nursing legislation. The first candidate is Ms. Jacob. The question is, what significant contributions will you be doing for PNAA's advancement in 2022-2024 with regards to support for specific policies or nursing legislation? Let me say it again. What significant contributions will you be doing for PNAA's advancement in 2022-2024 with regards to support for specific policies or nursing legislation? You have 1 minute to answer, and it starts right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. There's many legislation right now in the House, and we have to look at it closely as nurses and how it's going to affect us. Being an advanced practice nurse, I'm also looking at my practice and see how it affects the population and the community at large. Right now, I want to focus on, say, what's going to benefit our community in terms of COVID-19. So what's going to benefit mother and children, because there's many new legislation about birthing and about abortion resolution and how do we stand or what are we going to do with that. There's also numerous legislation about education and how it's affecting homeschooling and health of children, about vaccinations, and numerous other things that we have to really to be resilient on how we take care of these resolutions and how it's going to affect our practice later on in the next millennium.
Thank you, Ms. Jacob. The next candidate is Reggie Laput. And my question is, who is your role model when it comes to ethical financial management? Let me ask that again. Who is your role model when it comes to ethical financial management? You have 1 minute to answer, and it starts now. Thank you.
As far as ethical financial management is concerned, I believe that we always have to anchor all our practice of financial management based on integrity, and I always anchor it to God's law. So honesty and integrity is best. So I will see to it that with financial management, we follow the federal, like the rules and regulations. Based on my experience with managing and grants as project director, I see to it that I follow the rules and regulations of the federal government. And I believe that that is the gold standard in the managing the finances of our association. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Laput.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez and our candidates. Let's move along to the fourth category, which is communication. Is Mr. Angelo Bosque here? Go ahead, Mr.
Yes,
Bosque.
sir. Good afternoon, Dino. Dr. Doliante, I mean. And good afternoon, PNAA. The first candidate would be Mr. Greta Lapot. Good afternoon, Ms. Lapot. Are you ready?
Yes.
Your question would be,
Angelo?
yes?
Yeah, she just finished, right? Miss
Oh, yeah, sorry. It would be Miss Jacob. Sorry.
Yeah, Angelo.
Yes. Aloha, Miss Jacob. Are you ready?
Yes, thank you.
And here's your question. What communication skill or skills makes you most qualified for this position? I repeat, what communication skill or skills makes you most qualified for this position? You have 60 seconds. Time starts now.
Thank you. I've been a nurse and I've been speaking Tagalog for all my life. And I would think we as Filipino nurses, we have to know and we have to learn to speak our language in a way that we can communicate better. Well, here in Hawaii, we are multilingual linguistic state, and we have a lot of people speaking Ilocano, Cebuano, and everything else. So I would think in my locality, I actually enrolled in 2 different classes of Ilocano, and I learned a few sentences here and there to help my practice as an APRN. And recently, I just finished a Cebuano class and even learned two songs in the Cebuano class, and I really love it. So I would think my communication ability as a nurse who speaks Tagalog, I can speak English, and I can speak a little bit of Ilocano and Cebuano will totally help me in my profession and also as a member of PNAH.
Thank you so much, Miss Jacob. And our last one, Miss Lapot, are you ready?
Yes, Angelo.
And here is your question. What do you think PNAA can do better or differently with regards to communications? I repeat, what do you think PNAA can do better or differently with regards to communications? You have 60 seconds and it starts now.
I think for PNAA, one of the communication skills that we should also try to develop is more of people skills. We should try as much as possible to be able to communicate to our members in a way that we portray a positive image of our organization. And we can also conduct like developing our communication skills, like writing skills, verbal communication and non-verbal communication or interpersonal skills. In that way, we can promote the the fellowship, we can promote the bonding, the good relationship within our organization. And it is very important because as a family, we have to have an open line of communication. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lapot, for that answer. And that's it for mine. For me, Daniel, back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Bosque, and thanks again, candidates. All right, so I think we're down the wire for the last category, which is very apt for the role of auditor, which is the finance, right? So may I call on Daphne Virai, Ms. Daphne Virai, to please take it from here. Go ahead, Ms. Virai.
Okay, I'm back and I have the last two questions for today, but I'm sure it's not the least. So I think I'll go with Marianela Jacobs' question. And here's your question, Marianela. Let me read it to you. What will you do as PNAA auditor to maintain or improve PNAA's financial stability? I repeat, what will you do as PNAA auditor to maintain or improve PNAA's financial viability? You have 1 minute to answer and your time starts right now. Thank you.
It's muted.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me now? I think it's very important that as an auditor, we work hand in hand with the treasurer and look at our financial resources. And also it's very important to work with the Ways and Means Committee because we are going to be doing fundraising for the PNAA and at the same time be vital in the community and make sure that our resources is still up to par with what we are needing to do throughout many years of being a big organization. Right now, I think we may be financially stable because the group has keeping up to par, and even with the COVID that we have even online or Zoom presentations as part of our giving campaign. So it is very important that we work with our Ways and Means, and I'm looking forward to work with them in terms of being productive and raise more funds for the PNAA. Thank you.
Thank you, Marianela. And then I have Reggie Laput to answer my last question here with me. Here's your question. I'll read it. There are some local chapters who are not setting their operational budgets and not providing financial updates to their members regularly. Do you think it is important and why? I repeat the question. There are some local chapters who are not setting their operational budgets and not providing financial updates to their members regularly. Do you think it is important and why? You have 1 minute to answer and your time starts right now. Thank you.
Thank you. It is very important that our members should be aware of what is going on with our financial standing as an organization. So at the very beginning, we should know how much budget do we need for the operations, and then how do we raise the funds. With this, we have to involve the members that we have to have this amount of money in order that we will be able to implement the activities that we are planning. And with that, they will also be involved with, we give them a financial report, like during the General Assembly, we have to lay the cards on the table. We have to be open to them that this is what we need at the beginning. This is our budget, and these are the funds that we raised, and then what we spend, what were the expenditures, and at the same time, we will also give them that how much we still need, or we are still are we in line with our projected income in relation to our expenses.
Okay. Time's up, Reggie. Thank you. Thank you, Reggie. All right, task is done. Back to you, Dr. Doliente.
And just like that, we have completed the presentation of candidates for 2022 for the board members and the auditor and secretary and treasurer. So thanks again, to all our moderators and all the candidates for the board members and auditor. And I gotta say that I honestly that don't know some of you before this event that well, but for the past 2 hours or so, you have given me a much better perspective of who you are as a nurse and as a leader. And I do hope that all our members all across the country who are here today have obtained the same insight so they can vote more wisely and more objectively and just be to have a more informed decision come May 9, 2022. So on that note, it's now time for the closing remarks of none other than the soon to be inducted president of PNAA come July 2022 in New York City, Dr. Gloria Beriones. Go ahead, Dr. Beriones.
Thank you, Dr. Doliente. On behalf of over 50 chapters throughout the country, I'd like to just tell you how I feel right now, that there are not enough words to tell you how grateful I am and the joy that's filling my heart, because I'm so proud of the nominating committee for what they have done. So thank you. And to all the candidates, PNAA are in good hands. What it entails, the 5 pillars that you were asked and what your visions are. And the call to actions is to implement what you have just said. Many of you have the programs going on, but many of you have still works to be done. The implementation of the leadership is the key to success. What I look forward is the unity of everyone, our united voices, so that everything that you have elucidated, beautifully explained to us in 1 minute or so, will be implemented. So ladies and gentlemen, to all the members of the PNAA, vote, go out and vote come May 9, the beginning of the election. Please vote, exercise the right to vote, and select the leaders that will execute what they promise they will do. All right. So again, to the nominating committee, Madeline Yu, the chair of this committee, Dr. Doliente, our overall, the advisor and overall moderator, and to Carol Robles, our co-chairperson of the nominating committee. Thank you so much. And to all the members, you don't know the joy. I am so impressed and inspired, so inspired. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart. And to all the PNAA members, go out there and really talk about what you have heard today. All right, leaders, thank you. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you.
Back again.
Thank you, Dr. Beriones, for that very passionate and heartfelt message as always. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the PNA anthem, ang ating walang kamatayan, Shine, PNA Shine. Go ahead, Ms. Robles.
In a place outside our native land, in the land of great opportunity, here comes PNAA. We stand for the world to see. We're involved in all the disciplines. We're educators and administrators. We're the best hands-on nurses. We're will show our dedication, our commitment to the community, our excellence to our profession. We dedicate this to the next generation. Let the whole world know. Shine, PNAA, shine. Stand proud, tall and strong. Shine, PNAA, shine. Let the whole world know. Shine, PNAA, shine. Stand proud, tall and strong. Shine, PNAA, shine.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think everybody now is on the screen, so stay tuned for our screenshots that will be done by Ms. Carol Robles. And just as a reminder that this is only the part 1 of the presentation of PNA candidates. So for the part 2, stay tuned, or please look out for your invites. It's going to be on April 16, Saturday, the same time, 1 p.m. for Eastern time and 10 a.m. for the Pacific time. So Ms. Carol, take it away for our screenshots. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great weekend.
Hi, the others will have to accept their promotion to panelists. That's why the
So
others
they will be
couldn't
seen,
join.
right?
Yeah, they have to accept so they could be part of us. Okay, there's a few more who has not accepted their role to the panelists.
Oh, I don't join. Sino yan?
You should get a message that you're being promoted to panelists, so please accept it so you could be part of us here. More? Okay, I guess the others don't want. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Okay, so smile.
All right.
1, 2, 3. One more. Next page.
Thank you, Namalik. Thank you, candidates. Thank you, attendees. See you all on Saturday, April 16.
All right, thank you so much.
Great job, everybody.
Great job. Thank you, Madeline, for leading the troops. Woohoo!
Great
Maybe the
job,
Namalik
Madeline.
team can stay.
Awesome job, Namalik. Great job. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. We will repeat